Hey y'all, I'm back with another video. And y'all, I did a poll for this video asking whether or not you all wanted me to do a reaction to Taren's latest live video. And I got two people to confirm yes. And being that I only have like 7 subscribers at this point, I'm going to just roll with those two answers because I think that's pretty good traction. I know it's not many people subscribe to me at the moment, but I'm getting some really good feedback from the video that I posted. So I'm hoping that this channel continues to grow. Like I mentioned in my last video, this is not my only channel. I do have another channel that's more focused on celebrity news and gossip and more mainstream stuff, but with this particular channel, I wanted to focus more on things that have more of a spiritual or esoteric or occult lean, or even like a little bit conspiratorial that's related to my other interests that's non celebrity gossip related. So if you have anyone that you want me to look into or do any deep dives on, definitely leave a comment down below. I need to get an email for you guys to reach me as well. But definitely leave a comment down below if you want me to react to anything else in this space or in this kind of niche on YouTube. I'll be more than happy to do it. So for this video, this live, Taren posted it, I believe, like last night. And there's a ton of inconsistencies that I heard. I only listened to about like 3 minutes of it earlier. I kind of wanted to save most of it for my true, genuine reaction to it in this video. So let's take a listen. I bumped the speed up to like 1.25 so we can get through the video a little bit faster, but I will be stopping to pause along the way. And I'll put a link in the description box to the full video if you want to watch the full thing at regular speed. So without further ado, let's take a listen.
Hey guys, just wanted to give a really quick update on the whole personal thing going on. Last video, you guys met my friend Tim, known him for a while here in San Diego. He was hosting me, being a very good friend, and my time is up. So I'm still on the nomadic journey. I'm here downtown San Diego. It's a beautiful downtown San Diego space. I love it. Definitely different, refreshing. And I just want to say that every single donation, just over time, like no matter how little you've donated, how much you've donated, I've saved up and I've actually had enough to get me like a pretty decent hostel. So I was able to get me just a few days in a hostel, calling 211 San Diego County for resources for housing and shelter. And tomorrow is Monday, so I'll be getting callbacks and there'll be follow-ups with that. But I just really wanted to give a big thank you.
All right, I wanted to stop it there because as the video goes on, you'll see there's a lot of inconsistencies with the things that she's claiming at this time. Now, starting the video off, she brings up Tim and how he was gracious enough to let her stay, but they had to part ways because her time was up. Now, I'm really curious as to the true dynamic with her and Tim's relationship because when she popped up at that man's house, I was really surprised by that, and I was a little confused by their dynamic. As someone pointed out in the comment section of my last video, it appears Taren is already adopting like a new persona. And it was something I noticed when I watched her live with the guy, Tim. Throughout the live, Tim was not calling her Taren or Offset, he was calling her Sky. And it seems that's how he knows her as. And like she said in that video, they met in about 2022, and they met when she first arrived in California. When she first arrived and she had touched down in San Diego, they met at like a karaoke party or bar or whatever. And that's how they've known each other. So it just made me question things like, how is it that you were still operating under your offset persona when you first arrived in California? You were still doing readings as offset. You were still operating from the headspace of offset. You were still presenting yourself as that, but this guy knows you as Sky. So someone in the comment section of my last video said they think that there might be some schizophrenia going on with Taren, maybe, or some kind of multiple personality disorder thing. I think that's definitely feasible. I think that's definitely like a possibility. But I just found that interesting. And then she goes on to say that here that she saved every bit of the money that she was given via donations, and it's contributed to her being able to make accommodations for herself, and how she was able to, I guess, feed herself and pay for hostels. However, she's still in a awkward stage where she needs to rely on the city services to get some other form of housing. So it's just really unclear in this moment to me exactly what's going on with her and where she really is, because even her filming downtown late at night, it just makes me wonder, like, is that where you're sleeping for the night, like in this little park area? I don't know. I found that strange. But the next part, she's going to go on to kind of contradict what she's was just saying about how she's been saving money.
You to you guys just for everything, because I would be on the sidewalk if it weren't for you guys. So I just want you to know that any efforts from the heart, is definitely well received, and there's so much gratitude to that. Also, I just want to nip something in the bud, because at a time where I was, not soliciting nor begging, but telling you guys about my situation as I've been doing, and, receiving donations, there was some girl that sent me a donation via Cash App by accident. Now, she had sent the money already. A day or two later, she sends me a message for a refund for her donation, saying that she didn't mean to send it to me. Now, it's already withdrawn. I'm already in the space of need, and I'm just accepting and, just receiving in the space that I am and saving up. And you know how on Cash App you can't send a message. So I sent her $1. I sent her $2. I'm like, here's my email. Send me a personal message so that I can speak to you, talk to you on the side in a private conversation, and like maybe we can work something out, because I clearly didn't know it was an accident that you sent money to me, but I don't have it anymore, And I wanted to tell her that, and she literally is sending me or requesting refunds, calling me a criminal, a bum, a broke ass criminal, and that I'm over here begging for money. And like, first of all, I don't even know how, because in Cash App, you have to specifically put someone's name in a field of search. How in the world do you get my contact for Cash App by accident? Right after I come off of the video talking about everything that I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of suspect now with just people that seem like they want to just start trouble. And I'm not here for that. I'm not here for scandal. I am not here to scam anybody. Like, I'm not even selling anything. Like, literally.
Okay, so yeah, I just had to pause it right there because here is where I really started seeing the inconsistencies with Taren. And also, there's multiple occasions, because you'll hear it in the rest of the video, where she talks about how she's not out here begging. And I think Taren doesn't realize that when every time you come on live and you ask for donations, that is begging. She probably views begging or being a beggar as beneath her. However, let's call a thing a thing. If every single time you come on live and you emphasize multiple times throughout the video that if anyone has anything in their heart to give, that they can hit you up on Cash App, and you're constantly throwing that out there, that people can leave donations and that you're so thankful for what people have already contributed and that you're welcome to receive more, that is a form of begging, right? Maybe dry begging, but I wouldn't even call that dry begging, because you're telling people that they can donate and you're giving them your Cash App handle. So yeah. So that's number one. And then number two, that entire interaction that she describes with that woman, I feel like she's leaving out so much from that. And I don't buy the story about this woman sending something by accident and then deciding that she needed it back. I actually am more likely or inclined to believe that this woman had second thoughts about sending Taryn money, maybe after something she saw or read, and that is what caused her to essentially renege on the donation. Now, the reason that I think that is because on Taryn's latest videos, people have began to question what it is that she's doing with the money. They're questioning if she has some kind of substance abuse problem. They're telling her that she needs to get clean, that they believe that she is on some type of drugs, or obviously we saw her drunk on the beach the previous night. Maybe that woman saw that video where, right, she was on live stating that she took the money that was donated to her and she decided to buy alcohol instead and was drunk late at night on the beach. speaking irrationally. Maybe she saw that video and decided, you know what, I want my money back because I don't want to contribute to that. That to me sounds more likely than someone accidentally cash apping her some amount of money. Now, she never goes on to state exactly how much money the woman sent her. However, her stating that she went to the woman and was trying to send her back little cash apps in increments of like $1, $2, trying to respond to her and be like, oh, hey, like, why don't you call me or email me and let's talk. No, if someone is saying, I want my money back, just give them the money back. And the fact that Taren says that she doesn't have it, she's telling the woman, I don't have it, it's gone, also contradicts what she was saying earlier about how she's been saving all of her money that she's been getting from her donations. So you've been doing good with the donations, you've been saving it, you've been putting it away, you've been putting it towards your housing, you've been responsible with it. Then I'm sure, and I don't, let's guess and say this woman sent $100 or $200. I'm sure if Taryn is getting the amount of donations that I believe that she is based on her following, I would wager she's probably getting a couple $100s a week. And I say that to say that if she had been saving the way that she claims, and especially considering she doesn't really have any real bills at this time, she should have more than enough to send that woman back her money. So it's either one or two things happening, or maybe a combination of both. Either number one, Taryn is running through all her money like water because she's spending it on drugs and alcohol. Number two, Taryn just didn't want to give the woman back the money, or felt like she didn't need to have to give the money back because she's in this place of receiving, as she said, and she believes that she's entitled to that money regardless if it was an accident or not, or the person wanted to take the money back. She believes she's entitled to the money and she just didn't want to give it back. So I feel like it's either one or two of those things happening there. Either way, I think that Taryn was totally in the wrong for how she handled that. But that's just my thoughts.
I'm like, hey, y'all, this is what I'm dealing with. This is what I'm going through. My friend can vouch for me. He's on a video with me. It's really what it is. I'm being very transparent. So I'm not at that point in my life where I don't need to scam or be a criminal like with anybody right now. Like, I'm really transparent with my journey. So with putting that aside, because I don't want to spend too much time on that, I just want to bring it back to positive energy and just saying thank you. Thank you. I have a bed to sleep in for at least one more night at the spot that I'm at because of you. And tomorrow is Monday. I'm going to do my footwork. And San Diego does have pretty good resources here. So I'm going to use all day tomorrow to really find some kind of resource and shelter for myself for real help.
I wanted to pause here because when she made this point about San Diego having amazing resources for homeless individuals, I have to wonder if the true reason that Taryn is in California is because she's just trying to run away from her problems on the East Coast. Because for anyone that's unaware, New York City has one of the most robust shelter systems in the country, to the point where on the East Coast, if you're in the shelter system in North Carolina, Atlanta, I think even sometimes, even if you're in Texas, like it depends, people will send you on a bus. They will take in homeless folks, they will send you on a bus up to New York and to enter the shelter system there because they have a direct pathway to housing. If Taryn was to go back to New York City and go into a woman's domestic violence shelter, I lie to you not, she would probably have guaranteed housing within 3 months or less. There is no other city in the world, maybe DC might kind of come close, or maybe Chicago, and even DC, it still takes a while, I would say. And I've seen people that were in the shelter system in DC make their way up to New York City to get guaranteed homes. I was roommates many years ago in New York City when I lived in Brooklyn. I was roommates many years ago with a girl who worked for a nonprofit organization that assisted single women, single women with kids, provided them shelter, individuals that had diagnosed HIV/AIDS, individuals that had known drug addiction problems, and they provided them a pathway to housing. It was a nonprofit organization that worked within the shelter to get people out of the shelter and into housing, okay? That got them furniture to furnish their homes. So Taryn is in the worst city to be homeless right now. Being on the West Coast in general is not the best place to be homeless. LA was one of the worst places she could have been homeless. And I am glad she left LA. But it just goes without saying that her choosing to be homeless in San Diego, to me, is more so because she is running from herself, in my opinion. If she were to go back to the East Coast, if she was to go back to New York, she would run the risk of running into individuals who knew her when she was Taren Guy, who knew her when she was all set, who knew her when she was at her peak and when she was thriving in the city and when she was that girl around town. And I'm sure it would be humiliating for her to have to run into those kind of people or be around those kind of people. So her moving all the way across the country and developing this new character now, this sky person, it's probably easier for her to not have to deal with the shame of returning home than to just be on the West Coast and create this new life for herself. Even if it makes her overall nomadic journey 20 times harder, she's willing to thug it out. Also, she doesn't have to face that shame of returning home and having to deal with the reality of her situation.
And of course, if all else fails, there will be no failure. So, of course, anything that you can help with, I'm not asking. If you find it in your heart to contribute toward a transitional journey,
Also, again, you're asking, like you're saying, oh, if you find it in your heart, oh, but I'm not asking. This is asking, Taryn. This is begging. Whether you want to believe it or not, this is begging.
that I am in right now, as a grown woman, yes, as a grown woman, I always try to find a way to give back. You can even contact me. If you send me a donation, you can email me, tarenguy@gmail.com. You can email me if you really want a 45-minute reading or a 30-minute reading or something like that. I could really look into whatever.
She's overpromising here, and to be perfectly honest, I don't believe that Taryn is in the headspace to be giving readings right now. One of the things that people are asking in the comment section of some of her videos has been, why don't you go on TikTok and do readings? Why don't you go back to making your old content where you talk about spirituality, where you talk about the Anunnaki, where you talk about, being a contactee, when you talk about things that appeal to your immediate audience so that you can get views from that and you can monetize that. People will be in the comment section asking her that, and she's not replying to anything. She's not responding and saying, yeah, I'll get on that. Yeah, I'll do that. Now in this live, you see her saying, oh yeah, even if you donate, you can email me and we'll see if we can set up a reading, or we'll see if I guarantee you, anyone that donates to her and then follows up with an email asking for a 30-minute reading, a 45-minute reading, she's not responding. Or if she does, it's going to be her giving the runaround. And then she's going to have even more people on her tail exposing her and going off on her and calling her a scammer. So she's setting herself up for failure here by even promising that she can do something like that.
Whatever questions you have, and really open myself up to offer some kind of services for you guys. Just send me an email. If you send me a donation, send me an email, and I'll definitely keep in contact with you guys. I've gotten a couple of numbers. I've made a couple of friends via email and Cash App even. You guys send me your numbers when you're sending me Cash App. I text you, I keep in touch with you. So it has been amazing. And again, just showing my gratitude. Next video, I'll try my best to make sure that I'm in a good enough setting to do a knowledge, wisdom-based video as I really want to with you guys, and maybe even do some online readings and just really get into the.
And then one thing I just want to say, anyone that's followed Taryn or is still following her, or you still consider yourself to be a fan of her at this point, how what does that look like to get a reading from an individual that doesn't have a legitimate roof over their head, that doesn't have their life together? Because as someone that does believe in intuitives, I believe that true psychics and intuitives are rare. I believe it's possible, but I believe it's rare. I've come across it a handful of times in my lifetime. And every person that I truly believed was the real deal was living an abundant life. Okay. I mean, they were living life to the fullest. They were living in a way that I would aspire to be, and not in like a overly lavish way or overly materialistic way, but I could tell that they were so authentically in tuned with themselves, and it manifested in the life that they had created for themselves. And it was one that was peaceful, it was one that was calm, and it was one that was stable. I've never gone to a reader that was disheveled, unstable, homeless. I've never been read by somebody that had less than I did, because I don't even know if I would trust that. So definitely let me know your thoughts, because even hearing her say that she will try to see if she can get to a space where she can drop knowledge. How can you provide me any knowledge from a point of occult knowledge or manifestation or esoteric wisdom when you yourself don't have your life together? You yourself are incredibly unstable in this moment. When I, y'all, and one day I'll share some of my favorite people in esoteric spaces. I'll share them. Every single one of them lives abundantly. Every single one of them I would trade places with, if that makes sense. I'm not going to be read by anyone that I would never want to trade places with. Because how can I trust your intuition if it's led you to this point? How can I trust your insight and your wisdom if it's led you to this point where you're in and out of homeless shelters and you're living from pillar to post? And I'm being really real when I say all of this. And this isn't coming from a malicious standpoint. This isn't coming from a bashing standpoint. This is coming from a real, grounded standpoint, looking at the real reality of her present situation. I don't know how many people should be knocking down her door for a reading. At this point, I would think that you're only doing it because of the optics. You're doing it because Taren is visually and aesthetically pleasing to the eye, and you just want to be able to look at her. Not because you truly believe that she has some keys or some knowledge that you yourself don't possess inside. Because if you're sitting in a place where you have a roof over your head and you have a paycheck or multiple paychecks coming to you, and you know where your next meal is coming from, and you're not in a space where you have to beg strangers online to donate to you, if you have all that going for yourself and you're going to someone that has none of that and asking them for a reading, you definitely need to reassess, in my opinion.
mission and the purpose and the point of the messages that I really want to share with you. But I still need to express my personal situation with you guys since I got you into the story. I'm still out here, downtown San Diego, beautiful fresh air. It's nighttime right now. I'm about to go to bed, really, and like get ready to check out for tomorrow. But of course, if you have any love that you want to spread, donations based, donations wise, all of the information is in the description box. And if not, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And I'm here. And I'm so glad that you guys are also here for me. So you guys enjoy the rest of your week coming up. And I will speak to you guys very, very soon. Love you.
All right, y'all. So that was the end of that video. Definitely let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about that live? What do you think about Taren's present situation? Do you see yourself booking a reading with Taren anytime soon? I'm going to continue to follow the situation and spectate from afar. I really do hope that people don't continue to give her money. Like I said in my last video, I think the solution to Taren's problem is for family and friends. I know she doesn't have that much family, but any close friends or loved ones need to be doing some interference. They need to be running some interference at this point and getting her the professional mental help that she needs and bringing her back east so she can be closer to her support system and getting her back on the right track. But that's all I have to say for now. Until next time, I'll see y'all soon. Bye.